This is for my advanced regulars. These fat solids have been rendering for about 3 days, partially because I've been ill, but they filtered really well. What I did notice is that the oil is dark, and I didn't know if that was because the broth is so dark or if I overcooked, over rendered the oil, and now it's going to be permanently yellow. I pressed out as much of the oil from the solids as I could, but look at the texture of them. Those ones on the top, those are those fat solids that I rendered 5 times. So I think that we've cracked the case. We know how much that they need to be rendered, our fat solids. Afterwards, I pressed out as much oil from those solids as I could, trying to get every drop. You see them there. So I went ahead and filtered them through a muslin cloth and added that to the main batch. So no batch 2 for this. It's just one big batch. Now I'll show you in a minute how that's set up, but I took all the solids just in case, popped them back in the crock pot, and let them on low for, I think it was just overnight. And if you have a look at them, they yielded no more oil, they just cooked hard. That was it. So the dog's gonna eat those, and the birds. And here's our tallow cake. Now you can see there are impurities all the way up to the top. I haven't even unmolded it yet, and you can see those impurities. It's a massive tallow cake. Look how big that cake is. Now the broth, this is the darkest broth I've ever had off of any render. It's just such a dark, rich, deep color, and it was so tasty. It's beautiful. But here's our cake. Look at this cross section. You can see the impurities on the back. There's no point in scraping these off because I'll just lose tallow. I'd be scraping away half the tallow. So we just need to render it with salt again, but I wanted to show you the cross section in greater detail. Can you see how deeply those impurities are embedded in the tallow cake? So it's nothing that we can do about it. It definitely requires a wet render in order to get this tallow clean enough to even scrape the impurities off the bottom. So I added my salt and my water. I melted it all down and I stirred as much as I could because my tall pot wasn't free. That was a shallow pot, and I'll leave it to set and check on it tomorrow. What did you think of this longer form video?